Well, it's now past 1 a.m. and the Starbucks is finally getting their delivery. I guess my mind was kind of telling me I hadn't heard that sound because they often wake me up past midnight. Usually they're right on the money. This is some subcontractor who delivers for Starbucks. They probably got enough on there for 8 Starbucks. And over there, where the one that's Taco Hell over there. It's open 24 hours, and just past it is Jack in the Box, open 24 hours, and that's one of the reasons that the bathrooms usually get trashed up there. I really got to hand it to Starbucks. Uh, like today, they had the drizzle and all that stuff. It's amazing when you actually watch them unload. There's only a few hand trucks. They did have their engine off. They cranked it up. And yeah, there's some kind of they actually pulled a semi down off that little side road that's by the. I have no idea what those guys are doing, but they haven't even turned on the inside lights because they put it inside for the morning crew to stock into the. Like I said before, oh yeah, I've had a couple of wee drams. And that's one thing that's really irritating me at the Victory Tap is that I can tell how much a full jigger is because for me that's a small mouthful. They weren't even really giving me. They were charging me literally $1. I mean $8 per ounce of Johnny Walker Black Label. Now I'm pretty sure I'd prefer a single malt as opposed to this blended Scotch whiskey. They're a little off tonight. They've had all sorts of delivery problems lately. They've been using a Penske truck a rental truck to deliver, but there goes the first hand truck. You can't really see it. I can. And they're about to open. They just opened the door and they're going to turn on the lights. And the first hand truck isn't even full. But you got to really admire their business model. You know, sorry, I've got a cigarette between my lips. Let's get that sucker lit, huh? Oh, they're starting to pour concrete. That's heading towards the Hutto mega site. And it's rolling. God, I used to hate it in Austin when they would start pouring about 2 or 3 in the morning. And they must have been coming up from somewhere, maybe around Buda or something like that, and heading out towards some construction site around the airport. And oh my God, the concrete pumper trucks and the concrete mixers. I wish people would stop calling it cement. Cement is just one component of concrete. And that's actually, to the best of my knowledge, that's how the Buda plant operated, was that we had a law that you could not dispose of tires, and those tires went to that cement plant in Buda because they burn fiercely and hot, and that's how you make cement, is by taking clay and burning it. It's called calcined clay. Turns into the cement. That plus mixing with other silicates, because clay is a silico-aluminate. There's aluminum in there. That's part of the Aluminum is the fourth most abundant element in the crust of the earth. Every time you see clay, you're seeing aluminum. There's just other, like, was it bauxite? There are other minerals that are used in the making of, because just north of me was a huge Alcoa smelter that the union essentially forced the shutdown of in Rockdale, Texas. The union was just strangling their profit margin, and you know, sometimes the business has got to play hardball with a union that's being really overpaid. I know, because my buddy Troy Pale is one of those people that very quickly, if you just stay with them, you show up for work. Oh, they've got excellent health service and great pensions. And when they shut up the Rockdale plant, they actually brought in cargo containers and took all the office furniture and everything in there and packed it away for when they will eventually reopen. After the current pensioners die off, Troy's got to be 80 now and stuff. It's don't even know if he's still pumping. Boy, they're sure taking their sweet ass time. They haven't turned on the inside lights yet. They always turn on the inside lights so they can see what the hell they're doing. But so far, my point is that for a building that's really only just barely like 20 something feet wide, and really at a distance looking at it, it's really only about, 80 something feet long. And the back half here is really, that's all kind of storage space, which is barely ever completely full. And there's a full walkway to get out the back. Actually, today I got to mention, I'm sitting there and I'm not enjoying the wind chill and the general kind of drippy, wet weather. And sure as shit, a guy who works, this was around 5, 6 o'clock, just as I was about to come up here to the hypochondriac clinic. I noticed somebody hiding in that little windlass area behind the 7-Eleven dumpster. I saw him I could tell he was knocking back something. And sure enough, it was a Starbucks employee that was knocking back some kind of alcoholic beverage before he went on for the closing shift. And best of my knowledge, they stayed open the full limit last night because they moved a lot of product yesterday. But their product is mostly water, drinks and coffee and shit like that. It doesn't take much solid material. It's amazing how little actual material goes in there. And I will say this about, compared to Taco Bell or Burger King or any other place around here, Starbucks does a better job of keeping Frankenfood out of their. I'm sure some of their stuff may have, but that's the only place I know I could walk into right now and order a breakfast muffin or a breakfast croissant with, ham and Swiss, and not come away with a case of cannon butt. So I wish you guys would get on with it. Usually they really, because that's actually kind of its quality something distribution, QCD. And usually they're very fast and efficient. By now they would usually have half of it done. They may be just parking it by the door until they, actually, I don't know if they have sometimes like the owner or manager shows up to unlock it, but they're supposed to have a key to get through that front door. And usually they take it right off the truck and into the building with the lights on and stack it up near an area where the morning help, which comes on at 4:20. Wonder what else happens at 4:20 a.m. So it's good that I woke up before they came, because they would have woke me up. That big old noisy fucker coming in here. There you go. I don't know why they're doing it. They're like using a flashlight or something. The switch is right there for them to. Yeah, I'm glad I woke up because I got a feeling I might be dropping a deuce over at the 7-Eleven about 3 in the morning or so. Depends on my motility of my gut. Don't have much volume, but in case I didn't just mention about the guy who was, obviously an alcoholic and just hammering it down before he went to work there and shit. I would consider employee like that a liability if I knew. But actually, when I came back from Walmart today and took a quick stop at that was Faye again. I went to Comfort Suites in a brand new, spotless, immaculate Tesla Red 3. When I came back, I was in a kind of a dusty. You can tell I may have mentioned it. Guy was, like he had like a weed whacker in the back. You can tell this guy was was an immigrant trying to do his. Although I got along well with the guy, and I was able to. I've been getting a couple of vehicles that are just too damn small. I cannot set upright. My head is, I'm in modern tech. Back in the day, I was a fairly average Texan, 6.5 or better feet tall. And, there was a lot of men in my community that was 6'10". I had a cousin still have a cousin that's 7-footer. It's all about nutrition. I wish these guys would get on with their shit. It's amazing how that the light looks brighter on my screen than it actually is above the door but I was telling Faye about the story of, I don't think I told y'all about it was Spanish commie radio, and the guy was crapping his pants on the way, and he stopped 2 blocks short of the designated address that's on the. So yeah, if you think you're getting a penny of money from me, no tip from me, you're getting reported for shitting in the vehicle and dropping me a cripple 2 blocks away from the festivities. There's wondering if he's got no, they had the door open. And it was just disgusting, Here I've got somebody who's looked like he maybe have come from Venezuela, but he was still embracing he wanted to bring communism here. Fuck you. And you're out doing a highly capitalistic Uber thing. Oh, the stench coming out that man was something else. The lights are. It doesn't really look. There's certainly no low overcast as I look back towards the northern part of town, and back over there is I-35 and stuff. The corridor, which they're planning on enlarging, and no, it really, most everybody, for them to spend what would probably be a total of 6 or 8 years trying to add maybe 2 more lanes to I-35 going through the heart of Austin, pretty much because there's already an upper deck and a lower deck to I-35. The lower deck is so where you could get off at every street. Thank you for killing that fucking engine. It's one of the reasons I was talking loud. There's no reason to be talking loud right now. Oh, by the way, for my friends in England the other night, I noticed that my video's coming up right next to the Welcome to Walsall. And also, I watched a guy walk all through the city center of Walsall at 11 o'clock on a Friday night, and the town was completely dead. And now I see why Nikki and others why she doesn't go out at night, is because Walsall is no longer really even English. It is an immigrant town. Why? I know why, is because there's really no industry there. Even the nightclubs and pubs, It appears they set all that shit on. They do it sometimes. Just set it outside. They're waiting for somebody else to come and take it inside. Can't really see where the. But that's my whole point is that little small building only requires really for about because the food, there's no cooking inside that building. Everything arrives prepackaged. Probably, yes, they've got a reefer on that truck, near freezing, just above freezing, well preserved. And that's how they do it. That tiny little building has a huge dollar volume. I can hear them in the morning, like maybe 2 or 3 people will pull up and they'll get like a breakfast, a croissant and a cup of coffee, and like 3 people. That'll be 56, 58. Pull on up you got it. Pull on up to the window. And they're through dropping off. They apparently didn't put much of an order in. There you go. Quality control distribution, some shit like that. And instead of backing in and trying to leave the way he came in, he decided to go around the block. But I don't really see anything sitting outside. So they got it. They didn't even turn on the inside lights like they normally do. And so, really, in 15 minutes, they delivered everything that building needs tomorrow to, oh gosh, the dollar volume. Oh, dollar volume yesterday, even on a bad day where I didn't see many of the larger bags or stuff like that, it'd be hard to. Usually the typical drive-through expenditure is around $20 times, say, 2,000 passes. So that's $40,000. There are a lot of supermarkets that are not going to the bank with it. And fortunately, that's all done electronically, really. And not too many people pay cash there. Most businesses are not receptive to cash. Some businesses are absolutely electronic only, no cash. Have been since that COVIDiot thing. So I've got to decide whether I'm going to have another dram, or since I didn't have a movement yesterday, I may get out of my fart sack and go have a movement at 7-Eleven. But that might encourage me to have a cup of coffee, which that's really the last thing. If I get a cup of coffee, I will only have it to make me sleepy, go back to sleep. And right now, every fiber of my being says, stay awake and enjoy this moment of the wind is right now at about 1 mile per hour. It's 51 degrees. It feels warmer than it did since 8 o'clock this morning when it dropped from, almost 60 degrees down to what it is now, 51. We've been at about the same temperature I see that moisture on see how see right there is my urine. I spread it out so it doesn't. Actually, I had that area right there during the summertime was staining black from the organic material, the urea. I bleached it, and they actually buffed this whole area just because I was putting a slight darkening to it. But this is the time of year where it's going to darken up a bit. But you can see around me, I don't know what it is. It's some kind of, it just happens. This is one of the spots where it begins to just kind of pull moisture. It's like hitting dew set. Yeah, I know I'm boring as shit. But trying to give you a feeling of what it's like, because see, if this were like a major intersection in Austin, there would be all this thumper, 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 kill the nigga, fuck a nigga, gonna kill my hoe, gonna kill my hoe, gonna kill them fat. That's all you would hear until all night long, actually. I'm sorry, I really find black culture extremely disgusting. I'm pretty sure my viewers would probably agree. I get along with black people. I give everybody a chance. Don't call me fucking racist. I'm not prejudiced in any way, shape, or form, but as I've mentioned before, like that guy who shit, did I mention this morning? Yeah, the guy shit all over that monkey ass motherfucker shit all over the toilet bowl. I'm talking about on top of the porcelain. Just, I don't know how he did it. Like he used the back of the wipe his ass on it and then just pull his pants up. So yeah, he's the kind of black dude that black people will not hang around because he stink. He need to wash your ass, and he's dresses like and he was filthy. He really was. I mean, you could tell he'd had them same clothes on, kind of his gangsta outfit. Still, he's like dressed for summertime, and you tell he'd been wearing the same clothes for like months. There's a level of dinginess that can only be acquired in months. There goes another concrete mixer. They have a minor project they're pouring this morning because if they was really pouring something big, those trucks wouldn't be 5 minutes apart. That's it for this episode of The Wee Hours, and I'm going to have another wee dram. I want to be completely, well, that would actually require half a bottle. There you go. That's what I'm looking for. That was a productive cough. I got the little bit of moisture up out of my lungs. I'm soothing my vocal cords with some drinkable Scotch whiskey. It's not the best, but then Johnny Walker Red Label never was. But with tax, it's $30. I'd like to try some of that black grouse that Ron White was pimping, but I just love this time of the morning. Now those noisy fuckers are done, and they did it with mine. They didn't even turn on the inside. They usually light up the whole place when they're doing a delivery. Sometimes the owner or manager is here to. They didn't drop much off. It's Thursday. And if the weather's good, they should have quite a. But then again, they may have a backlog of those near frozen little treats and stuff that just aren't moving this time of year. And they've got to wait until they go into the trash before they order new ones. So 23 minutes just to look at the dazzling nightlife of Pflugerville, Texas. Thank God I'm not downtown at the gay bar. I knew I wasn't going to be welcome in the gay bar. That's why I went across the street and got ripped off by Victory Tap after the lighting of the menorah, because gay people kind of use, just like hippies, kind of the same thing. Hippies were gay. They were the first one to be kind of pansexual types. They don't like big men. They just don't. Not unless they plan on having sex with us or something, or giving us a goober smooch. They just don't like big men. They don't like anything that makes them feel unsafe. So I don't know why you would feel unsafe around me. 24 minutes out.